teachers group, and I wanted to talk about reflecting on culturally. Hi, my name is Tasha Williams, and I'm from the group Innovative Teachers. And today I would like to talk to you about developing critical consciousness and self reflecting in pre service teacher education. I think your main goal should be to motivate the students. And in doing that, you have to keep in mind that their culture does play a role in how they learn, and uh, it brings great, um, it they bring in a great deal of knowledge with them within their culture that can be cultivated so that they can learn new material. And um, you have to keep in mind that their culture does have a usefulness in the classroom. If you can integrate some of the things from their culture into the things that they're learning, it'll help them um, learn material faster, become um, more interested in what's going on in the class. Um, and when multiple cultures are sharing what's going on in their life and how things affect them, then it helps the class blend better, and there's not a lot of um, racial biases being portrayed with the students. It helps alleviate that as well. And the teacher can help bring this about by knowing what things actually trigger her to having a certain bias, and um, carefully reflecting on these things on a daily basis to help keep herself in check so that the students won't begin to have these biases against other racial groups as well. These things are extremely important. Um, the reflection must be done um, by the teacher, and if she can get the students to participate in it as well, if they're older students, um, this will greatly help the movement along with um, with the way we want our society to be, which is one unified society with, without all the racial tensions and discombobulation between us. So, um, using multiple pedagogies to get this process started, um, and keep the students moving in the proper direction. I think that that will be um, one of the best ways, is just constantly renewing your thought process as well as your pedagogy that you're using within the classroom so that you can capture more students instead of leaving more by the wayside by saying, oh, well, I just know that that group, they don't do this, or that group is better than that, so I don't have to help them with that. You can't just leave your biases to, you can't let your biases just lead you astray that way. So reflection is the key.
Okay, so this is a reflection of the issues I had with myself, as well as um, what I saw about the article, which was developing cultural critical consciousness and self reflection in pre service teacher education. There's also one that's related to uh, the pedagogy, if I may remember correctly, and ingredients for critical teacher reflection. Bit pressed for time, so I'm doing this not so much looking at the rubric, because I was given the understanding that the rubric could be utilized later. So, with all that said, I believe the teacher is supposed to be fundamentally the the coach as well as the facilitator. Uh, the in terms of my I guess way of utilizing what I've read from these articles, I would have to say that uh, the article does aid in attempting to try to utilize solutions in which enable the teacher to gain some type of balance or equilibrium. Um, the article goes in great detail about I think it's a key significant attribute, which is reflexivity, if I'm saying that correctly. Now, it's cited in the recent assignment that me and Tasha Williams already given, but looking at it, we have, I can't remember, I gotta recite it, but reflexivity, it tied to inquiry based learning strategies, meaning I see this as a parallel to inquiry based learning because it allows for the teacher to continuously uh, do a bit of reflection, um, wherein the students are engaged in attempting to uh, do peer interactions or peer understanding. They're given more time to understand what's going on, and the teacher's also able to take notice of what's not going on. Now, looking at my clock, it's about 2:26. Just logistics. So I want to bear in mind one key thing. Um, ref- culturally reflective, culturally relevant pedagogies are a practice, and I'm gonna go a little bit over, but they're a practice that is aligned with something that's called stereotype threat. And stereotype threat is something that's just not designated for African American males. It's designated for women in sciences, women in general. Is designated for any other culture that is outside the confines of Western civilization as white mainstream or middle class. That I guess that tax bracket, if the United States and everything else is still at a regular common value in USD or whatever the case may be. But I'm over my time and I'm gonna do some edits, but this just serves as a first assignment in my reflection, self-evaluation, um, I guess Zen, whatever the case may be. So I'll tap and I leave it here.